And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words migrate.
Why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want.
Okay.
Because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left, but don't tell me the left
or maybe the super far right.
Well, he's talking about the left. Well, then
okay, but we
picture this: bright studio lights, a live audience ready to applaud, and Bill Maher sitting across from Sunny Hostin with no intention of following the usual daytime television script. Maher brought something the mainstream media rarely wants to confront: the unfiltered truth. Within minutes, the mood shifted. The audience felt it, the panel felt it, and the entire conversation began to unravel.
Trump is almost the same age as him,
I know.
but Trump doesn't present that way. You know, you look at somebody right away, you can kind of just sum them up. I mean, we are not young, but we don't present as old.
Yeah.
Biden does. I saw him yesterday making that speech.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, he's cadaver-like.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
Well, here's what I said. Like, when I came back after the strike in September, I said he should get out because he's just lost the faith of people. It's not fair. He's actually done a pretty good job.
Yeah.
But I said he's going to be Ruth Bader Biden. That's the term I use. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She stayed too long at the fair.
Yeah.
I remember Obama had her over to the White House, like in 2013, to hint, you know, hey, spend more time with the grandkids. That would not be a good idea, Ruth. And she didn't take the hint, and she was not in good health, and she stayed too long, and she ruined her legacy and got the Supreme Court now to be a pretty right-wing.
Then Bill Maher said what many voters had been thinking for years: Biden looked old and not in a way people could ignore. While cable news dismissed the concerns as edited or manufactured, Maher did not shout or exaggerate. He said it calmly and directly, making the truth hit even harder.
It struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words migrate.
Why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want.
Okay.
Because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left? But don't tell me the left
or maybe the super far right.
Well, he's talking about the left. Well, then
okay, but we talked about that.
But that was not even the strangest part. Maher criticized woke culture, not justice or equality, yet Sunny Hostin quickly reframed it as an attack on the entire civil rights movement. It was a familiar debate tactic: criticize the method, and they accuse you of opposing the cause. Maher recognized it immediately, and his expression said everything.
You know, I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat. But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay? That was a joke. But,
Too dark, too dark.
Well, maybe it is, but it's true. I mean, you know, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
Maher argued that woke no longer means what it once did. The movement changed, leaving many longtime liberals feeling politically homeless. He was not attacking its original ideals, he was mourning what they had become.
I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean, before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv, a place that has your values. I mean, women have no, I mean, this is a show watched by a lot of women. Women have no rights in this place. And a lot of majority Muslim countries around the world. I mean, there is no equal rights as far as speech, dress, opportunities for education, reproductive rights, freedom from sexual violence, freedom from sexual harassment.
The LGBTQ community. Yes.
That too. But you throw around the term apartheid. There is a gender apartheid.
Maher then compared progressive values, women's rights, gay rights, free speech, and religious freedom with Hamas. The contradiction was obvious. You cannot defend progressive ideals while supporting a group that rejects them.
It's a war, and they were attacked, and they're defending themselves. Now, this is a war. Do you think Hamas needs to be destroyed? This is the question.
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
So how can we get out with a ceasefire?
All right. So Hamas needs to be destroyed because they are a terrorist organization who say openly that they want to commit genocide on the Jewish people, on the state of Israel. That's what from the river to the sea means, okay? And they say it very openly. They said, we did this attack. They've attacked Israel 5 times. They've started 5 wars since they were given that land back. They could have chosen to turn that place into any place they wanted to, and they took a lot of money that they took from the international community, and they spent it on bombs and guns and building tunnels. So if they need to be destroyed, how do we do that? It's a war. I don't know how to do that, and you don't know how to do that. I assume the Israeli... Of course, everybody is, but that's what happens in a war. Here's a way to stop that. Stop attacking Israel.
Maher did not need to shout. The contradiction spoke for itself. When the facts became uncomfortable, the debate shifted from who started the conflict to how terrible the war looked. Maher's point was simple. War is horrific, but Hamas cannot be defeated without consequences.
I think a conservative once said to me, what you guys in the liberal side of it don't get about Donald Trump is we don't like him either.
Yeah.
It's just that in this country, it's binary. I mean, gender may not be binary, but politics is. You only get 2 choices. And the stuff that they are afraid of, they see Donald Trump as a bulwark against, you know, and that stuff is a lot closer to the home. It's like my kid is coming home from school and they're not allowed to tell me if they're transitioning. The school is going to take the side of the kid over the parent, stuff like that. There is a lot of crazy stuff on the left. This book, there's stuff that each side is going to like and probably stuff they're not going to like so much in there because that's the answer to the Donald Trump situation is what's going to get him elected is this woke stuff that a lot of people in this country just don't.
Then Maher delivered the line that silenced the room. Extreme voices on the left were pushing voters toward Donald Trump. Sunny Hostin froze as the uncomfortable truth landed.
It's just nothing.
Yeah.
And it's narrative over truth. You know, I mean, it's not like when I hear people talk on either side of it, I always think they're lying. They're just telling me half of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I never trust them anywhere until I check out the other half.
Maher summed it up perfectly. The story matters more than the facts. Labels, narratives, and group loyalty now outweigh reality. Maher exposed that mindset because he refuses to follow the script.
Because this is a word that's triggering, but I mean, those concepts that are different than they were 5 years ago. I mean, we used to do, well, you did it. I was a guest on what was the homeless show? Comic Relief.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You were, great show.
Yeah.
And homeless was a term that I thought we kind of came up with because people were calling them bums and vagrants and hobos.
Now that's
homeless. Now, no.
It's unhoused.
Well, it's people experiencing homelessness. But they're experiencing it on the street.
Yeah.
Okay, the liberal view of that was for compassion's sake. We're the liberals. We're compassion. Let's get these people off the street.
Yeah.
That's not the view of the whatever word we're going to come up with for this. Their view of the homeless is they're an endangered species that needs to be protected in their natural habitat, living their best life.
Maher argued that modern politics focuses more on changing language than solving problems. Homeless became unhoused, but the tense kept multiplying. The vocabulary changed, the reality did not.
The time, but for me, you know, the bottom line is that the term woke is now being used to ridicule people who are advocating against social injustice. And I think it's become, you know, sort of co-opted into this alleged culture war. And I was quite frankly insulted by what Bill Maher had to say. I think he completely missed the mark in so many ways, and we don't have time for me to outline them. But he just...
Hostin did not challenge Maher's argument. She simply said she was offended. But offense is not a rebuttal. Maher recognized the emotional tactic and refused to let it replace facts or logic.
Hey, is this some? The Mandalorian's Gina Carano is a person I'd never heard of and resent that I have now. She's some conservative wrestling chick who kicks ass on a show I wouldn't watch if I was in prison. And she made some Nazi analogy. Who doesn't these days? You're like the Nazis is the new I don't like you.
Maher had warned about this shift for years, even as critics called him old and out of touch. But while institutions changed around him, more people began realizing he had seen it coming all along.
But if he was alive today, he would too. And if you weren't alive, if you were alive then, you wouldn't. Portland Public Schools has a plan now to teach kids that the idea of gender, being mainly binary, was brought here by white colonizers. The curriculum guide says, when the United States was colonized by white settlers, their views around gender were forced upon the people already living here. Not even Star Trek would try that story. Where they discover a planet and give them separate bathrooms. It's like they finally discovered a unified theory of wokeness, incorporating all their ideas about race, gay, gender, and colonizers, like the New World was a great big diverse dance club and the Pilgrims were the bridge and tunnel crowd who came in and ruined everything.
The clash was never just about Sunny Hostin or Bill Maher. It exposed the pressure inside modern media to follow the script and avoid uncomfortable questions. Maher refused to play along, and once he did, the entire illusion began to crack. What viewers witnessed was not merely a debate, it was a demolition.